people don't know about FASD, even though in Canada it's 1 in 25 people live with FASD. And 1 in 25, if you think about that, that is it's gigantic, and it's hidden, and it's an epidemic that nobody talks about. So even when somebody discovers when they're 20 or 30 years old that they've been living with FASD, it's still a silent secret. Nobody's talking about it, so they feel very isolated, very ostracized, and it's very important that we work at getting the information out there that FASD is here. It's been here for millennia in our cultures, as long as there's been alcohol. So my name is Cheryl Charron, and I'm the manager of the FASD Center that's located inside the Regina Community Clinic. I've been here since 2004 when the center first received funding, and when that happened, when I was hired, I was given a task list of all these things to make happen. And I need to say that the idea of the FASD Center started years before I was hired with a group of very dedicated and very committed parents who were looking for supports and services for FASD for their adult children. So in my world, it's not about winning, it's about sharing. And to level that playing field, we have to do things differently. And so when we're working with people with FASD, Fetal Alcohol Spectrum Disorder, we have to play differently. We have to understand what's needed, and then simply, and it is actually quite simple, FASD is very much misunderstood and it's stigmatized, but when they come here, they don't have to explain, they don't have to apologize. Everything is built for them so they can be successful here. They're important, and when they come here, they feel like they belong here. FASD is one of those health matters that doesn't really have a place. If you have cancer, you have the Cancer Society. If you have Alzheimer's, you have the Alzheimer's Society. But for FASD, there's not really an overarching. We have created a place where people with FASD feel that they belong here. It's their own community. We're part of it. They're part of ours. Center for them. And in the province, there's different groups involved, but there's not one core place where they feel they can be a part of life and belong, and that is something that we have worked incredibly hard at. Because when they do come here, we've got some people who have been coming here for over 10 years, and the stories they tell us, it's everything from, getting a job, losing a job, getting married, getting divorced. These are adults, they're living lives. They have a lot of challenges, but underneath it, there's a very wonderful resilience that's quite a pleasure to be around. So the stigma part is gigantic in FASD for so many reasons that even in the year 2019, I find astounding. Here's our box, here's where FASD fits. Check these points. Oh, this is FASD, this isn't. You will have a child with FASD, you won't. We can't determine that. It is simply a risk during pregnancy. The future for FASD is complicated. Not only do we have to get ahead of the stigma curve, we also have to start building resiliency in the communities. In Regina and Saskatchewan, I hate to say it, we're falling very much behind a national standard. FASD is not a straight line. It goes up and down and up and down. And some of the work we do here is based on, let's get the awareness and the education out. So we do a lot of training. And I will say that the people who come for training are fabulous. They are the ones who are curious. They are the ones that are going to have to carry this forward. We are standing on an iceberg. When I started here 15 years ago, I knew I was on an iceberg. I did not appreciate at all how big that iceberg is. And so my generation, we're about ready to step away. The next generation, they're coming and they're getting trained, but I think we're still a couple generations away. I think we're planting seeds, but all of those seeds need to be nourished, and that is going to take an immense community effort. Caring Hero is a practical visionary who employs empathy.